Today we're going to talk you through the best stability shoes and shoes for overpronation. I'm James, a knee, foot and ankle specialist, and I've been providing advice to our patients on footwear for over 10 years. Today we're going to talk you through a range of 5 shoes. We're going to talk you through their cushioning, stability, how they fit, whether they're wide, whether they fit slightly short. We're going to talk you through heel to toe drop and the shoe's weight. And hopefully by the end of the video you'll be able to make a decision on what shoe might work best for you in terms of giving you that extra stability, especially if you struggle with overpronation. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the fit. So most of these shoes are true to fit size, apart from the Brooks Adrenaline GTS, which is a slightly shorter fit and slightly narrower than what you would typically expect. In terms of the toe boxes, so that's the difference in the forefoot, so how much space your toes have to splay. The Mizuno Wave Inspire 19 and the New Balance 860 V13 have a slightly wider toe box than normal. As I said, the Brooks is slightly narrower, while the Arahi 6 also has a slightly narrower toe box, and the Asics Gel-Kayano 30 has a normal fit. In terms of stability, there's different ways in which shoes can provide stability, not just with a traditional medial post. So let's talk you through each shoe and what they offer. The Hoka Arahi 6 offers a unique type of support in terms of their J-frame. So what they have is a denser type of cushioning, so you can see this darker grey material as opposed to the white material that runs along the front and then all along the inside. And that tries to provide stability and resist excess motion inwards, so that pronation moment as you walk or as you run. It also has built-up sidewalls on either side of the shoe, and again that helps to control the heel and the midfoot as you move through the gait cycle. In contrast to that, what you have with the Brooks Adrenaline GTS is a guide rail system. So that's on the undersole of the shoe. It has thicker and more denser foam on both sides, and that helps guide your foot through the gait cycle, reducing the motion from left to right. So if you feel that you've got a bit more of an unstable ankle, this is a really good shoe at stabilizing your ankle and providing support on both sides as you move through the gait cycle, whether that's walking or running. The Asics Gel-Kayano 30 has moved away from its very traditional medial posting, so that's a thick posting underneath the arch of the foot, and it's replaced it with a 3D guidance system. So to provide stability, it gives you a wider base underfoot. It's got a small medial arch, which you can see on the grey bit here. So for those that really like to have a feel of support directly underneath the arch of the foot, it has a little bit of that, but not as prominent as it was in the previous models. Well, if you're looking for something like that, you'll find it in the New Balance 860 V13. It has a traditional medial post that runs from the heel towards the midfoot, lifting that arch and putting a slight tilt underneath the heel. In contrast to all of them, the Mizuno Wave Inspire 19 has a unique style of support by having a wave plate underneath the shoe, and what that does is it has a thicker sole on the medial aspect of the heel, so the inner aspect of the heel. It helps to tilt your foot outwards, but then the Wave Inspire helps to guide it back inwards. So try to provide unique support as you move inward and then back outward throughout the gait cycle. So each shoe has a different type of support, and then they also provide different types of cushioning. So if you like the sensation of sinking into a shoe, so plush cushioning like you're walking on a cloud, then you'll find that more so in the Asics Gel-Kayano 30 and a little bit less so in the 860. If you're looking for a firmer ride, then you'll get that in the Wave Inspire and the Brooks and Arahi. In terms of heel to toe drop, this can be important. It's the difference between the back to the front of the shoe. So if you have a high heel drop, so a high pitch at the back of the shoe, it can place your foot downward slightly. It can be important if you have different conditions. So if you have something like an Achilles tendonitis, it's helpful because it shortens the Achilles tendon. However, if you have a high pitch and you've got forefoot conditions like a Morton's neuroma, it can irritate these. So taking that into consideration, we have a range of different pitches here. So the highest heel drops that we have here are the Brooks Adrenaline GTS and the Mizuno, which have a 12mm heel drop. The Asics and the New Balance come in with a 10mm heel drop, and unusually in a stability shoe, the Hoka Arahi 6 comes in with a 5mm heel drop. Then in terms of weight, the heaviest of all 5 shoes is the New Balance, then we have the Brooks, then the Asics and the Mizuno are nearly identical in weight, and significantly lighter is the Arahi 6. So this is unusual in terms of a stability shoe, as in it's got a low heel drop, it's super light, but it provides adequate support throughout the shoe. So when you're trying to make a decision about what might work best for you, in the Hoka you've got a really light shoe, stability all along the inside, a 5mm heel drop, but you have to keep in mind that it's got a slightly narrower toe box. It does come in a wide version, so if you have wide feet, think of taking the 2E version. That's similar with the Brooks, which is a slightly narrower shoe. It's got the guide rail system all the way along, a 12mm heel drop and a slightly firmer ride. The Asics Gel-Kayano 30 has got that 3D guidance system to support your foot throughout. It's got a normal true to fit size, and it's got that nice plush cushioning so you feel like you're walking on a cloud. The Wave Inspire 19 has its own unique type of stability as it guides your foot in a wave throughout the gait cycle. It's got a firm type of cushioning, 12mm heel drop, and middle of the range in terms of weight. If you're looking for a traditional medial post, so that's that support underneath the arch of your foot, which has become less common in stability shoes, then we look towards the New Balance. In terms of getting that extra stability, you sacrifice a little bit of extra weight, but it's nice and roomy in the toe box. If you have any questions on any of these shoes, please leave it in the comment section. If you found the video helpful and you're interested in more information on shoes and advice on foot and healthcare, please like and subscribe to the channel.